In the history of kings and empires, there are rulers remembered for conquest, others for fear. But there is one African king remembered for something the world had never seen before. Not just power, not just gold, but influence that shook the global economy. This is the true story of Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire and the wealthiest king the world has ever known. Mansa Musa ruled in the 14th century, at a time when Europe was still struggling through the Middle Ages. But in West Africa, Mali was thriving. Gold flowed through its rivers. Salt crossed its deserts. Trade routes connected Africa to North Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. And at the center of it all was Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa did not rule through chaos or fear. He ruled through organization. The Mali Empire was carefully governed with provincial leaders, tax systems, and trade oversight. Gold mines were controlled by the state. Trade routes were protected by the army. Justice was administered through law and custom. Under his rule, Mali became one of the most stable and prosperous states on earth. But the world did not truly notice Mali until Mansa Musa decided to travel. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca. What followed would become one of the most legendary journeys in human history. He did not travel quietly. He traveled with tens of thousands of people, soldiers, scholars, servants, and officials. Hundreds of camels carried pure gold. As he passed through cities like Cairo, he gave away gold so freely that its value collapsed for years. Entire economies were disrupted. Merchants were stunned. Kings were humbled. The world asked one question: who is this African king? But Mansa Musa's power was not only in wealth, it was in vision. Where many rulers hoarded riches, Mansa Musa invested them. When he returned to Mali, he transformed his empire into a center of knowledge and culture. He built mosques, universities, and libraries. The city of Timbuktu became one of the greatest intellectual centers in the world. Scholars came from North Africa, Arabia, and Europe. Books became more valuable than gold. Education became a pillar of governance. Mansa Musa believed a strong empire required more than armies. It required educated minds, judges, architects, scientists, historians. He brought foreign scholars into Mali and supported local learning traditions. Under his rule, Mali was not only rich, it was respected. Unlike many kings, Mansa Musa did not rule alone. He listened to advisors, he empowered governors, he upheld justice. Crime was rare, trade was safe, borders were secure. People did not fear the throne. They trusted it. This balance between authority and responsibility is what allowed Mali to flourish long after his reign. When Mansa Musa died in 1337, the world already knew his name. European maps marked Mali with images of a black king holding gold. But inside Africa, his legacy was deeper. He proved that African kingship could be wealthy without greed, powerful without cruelty, spiritual without weakness. Mansa Musa did not conquer the world with swords. He conquered it with influence, with vision, with the understanding that true power is not what you take, but what you build. His story reminds us that Africa was never poor. It was rich in gold, rich in knowledge, and rich in leadership long before the world chose to notice. This was the reign of Mansa Musa, and history has never seen another king like him.